drained by those you love? Afraid they'll leave once you're no longer useful? Let's pause and listen to the heart crumbling from the weight of pleasing everyone. It is a painful realization that many of us face. We give everything, hoping to receive genuine affection and care in return, but often we are left empty. We confuse being useful with being loved, sacrificing our own well-being for the sake of others. Today, we invite you to reflect on your own boundaries. Are you constantly trying to please everyone around you without stopping once? Let us explore this together through the story of Mara, a woman who spent her entire life making sure everyone was happy. Mara was the friend you could always count on. She never said no, no matter how exhausted or overwhelmed she truly felt. At work, she stayed late to finish projects for colleagues. At home, she organized every family gathering with a bright, welcoming smile. People constantly praised her dedication. They called her an angel, and those words made Mara feel valued, important, and deeply loved inside. She believed that her worth was measured by how much she could do for others. Her entire identity revolved around being helpful. But beneath that cheerful exterior, Mara was slowly breaking down. She ignored her own needs, pushing her physical and emotional limits daily. Every time she felt tired, she convinced herself that resting was selfish. She thought true love required endless sacrifice and constant giving. Years passed in this exhausting cycle. Mara's calendar was always full of favors, errands, and responsibilities that belonged to other capable people. She lost touch with her own passions. The hobbies she once loved were abandoned to make room for the demands of others. Deep down, a quiet loneliness began to grow. She wondered who would be there for her if she ever needed help herself. She quickly brushed those thoughts away. She convinced herself that her friends and family would surely support her in times of need. Then, the inevitable happened. Mara's body finally gave out under the immense pressure, forcing her to stay in bed for several weeks. A severe illness stripped away her ability to serve. For the first time, she could not do anything for anyone around her. She lay in her quiet room, waiting for the visitors. She expected the people she had helped to rush to her side. The first few days brought a couple of brief text messages, but soon the messages stopped entirely, leaving her in complete silence. Her colleagues complained about the extra workload. No one offered to bring her soup or simply sit beside her to offer comfort. Her family members seemed more annoyed than concerned. They were frustrated that their reliable organizer was suddenly unavailable to solve their problems. The silence in her bedroom was deafening. It was not just the absence of noise, but the painful absence of genuine care. Mara realized a heartbreaking truth. People did not miss her presence. They only missed the convenience and utility she provided for them. They loved what she did, not who she was. She had built relationships based entirely on transactions rather than authentic emotional connections. Tears flowed as the illusion shattered completely. The love she thought she had earned was merely appreciation for her free, endless labor. This revelation was devastating, yet incredibly necessary. It forced Mara to look at herself and deeply question her constant need for validation. Why did she believe she had to buy love with acts of service? Where did this profound sense of unworthiness come from? As she slowly recovered, Mara began a journey of profound inner discovery. She started reading books about boundaries, codependency, and deep healing. She learned that being a chronic pleaser is often a trauma response. It is a defense mechanism to avoid rejection and pain. For the first time, she felt a wave of compassion for herself. She forgave the frightened inner child who just wanted love. Healing required her to dismantle the life she had built. She knew she could no longer operate from a place of fear. When she finally returned to work, things felt very different. She no longer rushed to volunteer for every single extra difficult project. The first time she said no to a colleague, her heart pounded wildly. But the world did not end, and she survived. Her colleague simply asked someone else. Mara realized that she was not responsible for managing the emotions and tasks of other adults. Setting boundaries with her family was much harder. They resisted her new attitude, accusing her of being selfish and suddenly very uncaring. It hurt to hear those words, but Mara stayed firm. She understood that their anger was just a reaction to losing control. She stopped organizing events she did not enjoy. She started spending her weekends resting, reading, and exploring the quiet corners of nature. Some people drifted away from her life entirely. These were the ones who only valued her for what she could give them. Letting them go was painful but incredibly liberating. It created empty space in her life for authentic, mutually supportive relationships to blossom. She began to attract friends who respected her time. They enjoyed her company even when she did absolutely nothing to serve them. Mara discovered the quiet joy of simply being. She did not have to earn her right to exist on this beautiful earth. This shift from external validation to internal peace changed everything. She looked in the mirror and finally saw a worthy, beautiful soul. If you resonate with Mara's story, please know this truth. You are inherently valuable, just as you are, without doing anything extra. Your worth is not a currency you have to earn. It is a fundamental right that you were born with, completely, unconditionally. When we constantly give without boundaries, we teach others to exploit us. We unintentionally show them that our needs do not matter. True love does not demand that you set yourself on fire to keep others warm. It respects your limits and your humanity. It is time to stop confusing utility with affection. Being useful makes you a good tool, but you are a human being. Start by taking small steps toward honoring yourself. Say no to one small thing that you genuinely do not want to do. Notice the discomfort that arises when you set a boundary. Breathe through it, knowing that this anxiety is just a temporary feeling. You might face pushback from those who benefited from your lack of boundaries. Stay strong, because your peace of mind is paramount. Returning inward means listening to the quiet voice of your soul. It tells you when you are tired, overwhelmed, or deeply sad. Do not ignore that gentle inner voice anymore. It is your ultimate guide to living a life of true authenticity and joy. Imagine a life where your relationships are based on mutual respect, a life where you give from a place of joyful abundance. You can only pour from a cup that is full. Prioritizing your own personal wellness is the greatest gift you can offer. Mara's journey is a powerful reminder of our own resilience. We all have the power to rewrite our stories and reclaim ourselves. The path of healing is rarely perfectly linear or easy. There will be days when you fall back into old, familiar habits. When that happens, offer yourself grace instead of harsh criticism. Inner compassion is the soft soil where lasting personal growth takes root. Every time you choose yourself, you break a generational cycle. You demonstrate to the world that you are worthy of genuine love. Take a moment right now to place a hand over your heart. Feel its steady rhythm, a beautiful testament to your existence. Whisper softly to yourself that you are enough. You do not need to prove your value to anyone else in this world. As you navigate the days ahead, remember Mara's profound awakening. Let her courage inspire you to establish boundaries that protect your energy. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your authentic spirit deeply. Those who love the real you will never demand your endless sacrifice. You are allowed to rest, to play, and to simply be. Your existence is a beautiful miracle that requires no further justification. Let go of the heavy burden of pleasing everyone else. It is a race you will never win, and it exhausts you. Instead, focus on pleasing the most important person in your life. That person is you, the guardian of your own precious soul. Embrace the quiet moments of solitude as opportunities for deep healing. In the silence, you will finally discover your own profound truth. The journey inward is the most important voyage you will ever take. It leads you back to the home within your heart. May you find the strength to honor your own needs daily. May you cultivate a life filled with genuine, unconditional love always. Remember that true belonging never requires you to change who you are. It embraces your flaws, your fears, and your beautiful vulnerabilities. Step into the light of your own extraordinary, inherent worthiness. You are a masterpiece of the universe, deserving of endless care always. Thank you for joining us on this deep, reflective journey today. We hope this story has sparked a gentle awakening within you. Take these lessons and apply them to your own beautiful life. Watch as your world transforms when you finally choose yourself first. You are never alone in this struggle for true love. Millions are walking this exact path toward deep healing and inner peace. Keep shining your unique light, but never let anyone dim it. Protect your peace fiercely and love yourself with absolute, unwavering devotion. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today. May you find peace and never forget to nourish the beautiful soul that has always been shining within you.